Yoga is mindfulness. So when mindfulness can be many things. It can, for some people, it's almost too tedious to get into the topic. But for others, it can be extraordinarily deep. But I want to give you this perspective, okay? Imagine a clear pond. There's one pebble that you hold in your hand. You drop this pebble into the pond, and as you watch it, the ripples go outward completely in all directions. But it's a ripple and a ripple and a ripple. There's several stemming from the center where the pebble was dropped. Now this pebble is obviously you. And if you can recognize each of these tiny little ripples that the pebble has created, you're starting to observe mindfully each tiny little thing you do in your day. Now, let's put this into a yoga practice. So, for every breath you take in and out, there seems to be this up and down kind of flow to the breath. Now, it originates from the individual body. So you can imagine your body being the pebble, and every time you inhale, creating a ripple, and as you exhale, descending down to clarity. Now, let's further this thought. Obviously, we've got the clear pond, drop the pebble, created a ripple. Well, what happens when you fill this pond with raindrops? So this is equivalent to everyone else on Earth right now. Obviously, the pond is now shaky, wavy. Ripples are crashing into each other. Well, they seem like they're crashing into each other, going past one another, creating interference patterns. But the ripples, if you get close enough, you can distinguish each drop. However, in this viewpoint of all these ripples everywhere and waves, each raindrop is side by side. And that's what it seems like in yoga when you're in a class with other people. Let's just say there's 7 people in the room, and you're in the center, and there's someone over there, someone behind you, someone in front of you, and you start to think as though you feel what they're going through and what they're experiencing. For a beginner, this feeling could be a lot like looking at someone else's practice and thinking, oh, why does my body not do that pose? Why is my body not flexible enough to get into that position? All of this is just, a lack of mindfulness of yourself. You're trying to make yourself like someone else, which obviously no one else wants you like them because they're trying to draw from their own creative place, their own mind. And so you must mind your own self a little bit more. Get into this idea that, I'm 100% responsible of this position I'm in, how it feels, how the breath feels. But let's not go too far there. Let's get back to that original clarity. How in a yoga practice do we get to a clear pond with a single drop of water or a single pebble and a single ripple? Obviously, it's not a single ripple, it's several ripples following each other. Your breath looks similar to this single ripple. The singular ripple flows out every inhale, every exhale, every inhale, every exhale, every inhale, every exhale. If we can go on a dimensional, imaginational journey, and we say, we'll sit down here on my clear pond, you may actually start to be able to observe the ripples of those around you. And this isn't saying that we're being affected by others. This is saying that our self-awareness is mindfully recognizing that myself affects a certain experience in the world, but is not affected by another person's experience of the world. And therefore, I in that practice or in that room cannot affect another person. And to draw this mindfulness into your practice, you can realize that any thought saying I can't because someone else is doing it already is, well, it's not real. You got to look at yourself and say, okay, this is what I can do. What are the steps to get to, well, what I'm seeing in this person? What are the steps to get to a goal or this outcome? You can't skip any. Mindfulness is not about how do you get to a place faster. Mindfulness is about how can I feel each tiny detail. So take walking, for example. You don't go to a place, not a pilot, and suddenly, oh, I'm here. Wow, that was a quick walk. Mindfulness, you feel your heel, sole, arch, ball mound, toe. Before you lift, you feel your heel, sole, ball mound, toe, and so on and so forth. You feel the gravel, you feel the muscle contraction through your entire body, you recognize the breath, you can feel the humidity in the air. Mindfulness can occur no matter how many thoughts are in your head. Mindfulness is more about releasing yourself from all those external disruptions or distractions. So all the raindrops looking as if they're creating something. Then you can get down to a layer in your yoga practice where you are focused on how your body is responding, how your thoughts are moving, how your breath is flowing. And this can give you more endurance, greater creativity, a clearer mind, and most importantly, a better recovery time. Because if we don't recover fast, maybe we're not mindful of what we need to recover from. Anyways, I hope this helps in your practice a little bit. Focus on your breath, be mindful of those around you, and have a great time. Namaste.